Which apps work with PSVR? Are Move ones essential? And how much space do I really need to play? These are all essential questions if you're planning on getting into VR, and we are here to answer those and loads more. I'm James, and this is Louise from GamesRadar.
Hello.
And you've had your head in VR for about a week now.
Yes, I have. I've
All
been
right.
spending more time in virtual reality than anything else. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, we have 19 essential questions to rapid fire through.
Okay.
So let's get started with the first one. What games do I get on the disc?
Okay, so your demo disc that comes in the box for the first time in ages, if you are in the States, you will get 16 games. If you are in Europe, you will get 8 different games. So if you're in the States, you get something like Resident Evil 7's Kitchen demo, but that doesn't mean that you don't get these in the EU. It just means that probably these will be on the PlayStation Store, because we live in the internet age where you can download demos, which you've been doing for years, so presumably they'll all be on there.
Okay, great. So this comes with a lead.
Yes.
But does it come with an extension lead? How long is that?
Yeah, so if we can just look at this. So there is a quite short lead here from the headset to this little box. If you're maybe really close to your TV, which I don't tend to do, if you're sitting on the sofa, there's a much longer lead that comes in the box. It's huge. So even if you're halfway across the room sitting on the sofa or standing up, there's really no problems in sort of the distance you need to be from your PlayStation camera. Anyway, you need to be relatively sort of in the middle. So it's ideal for that. So there's no need to buy an extra cable.
Okay. Can I play all the games sitting down?
Well, they're a variation, actually. So something like Batman Arkham VR, you want to stand up because you want to feel more like Batman and your Move ones. But there are games that you can do sitting down. You can do London Heist sitting down. A lot of that actually takes place sort of in a seat and tends to tell you beforehand both ways. So something like Until Dawn, shooting stuff, you're just sitting down anyway. So it varies per game.
So you've mentioned the amount of space you get away from your TV while wearing it. How much space do I actually need in my room to play?
Officially, Sony recommends something like 9 feet by 6 feet, which is actually quite large. I don't have an enormous living room. When I move my coffee table out the way and stand I can stand quite happily in the middle of my living room and I'm not knocking over anything. So they do recommend a set size, but you'll be okay with a normal size living room.
Okay, so you've played quite a lot of the games that come on the disc and some others. Which one would you say is the best one that I should show to my friends to say, this is PlayStation VR?
I think there's different ones that you want to show your family. Something in VR worlds, you want to go, there's a shark experience or a wildlife experience. And I think it's a really good way of demoing that. If you want to scare them silly, Until Dawn Rush of Blood is basically a shooting ghost train, and it's really scary and jumpy. But if you want to show off exactly what VR can do, something like Batman makes you be Batman, and it's amazing.
All right, on to some of the more basic things now. Can I use it with glasses?
Yes, you absolutely can. There's really good settings you can see on the front here. If I can just hold this at the same time. There's a binocular vision. I don't know if you can see that. So you can move the back and front. And basically you just move that to comfortably fit around your nose. Also, there's nice little sort of rubber bits. It's not a solid bit over your nose, so it will just meld over, so it's actually okay.
Great. On to movies. Can I watch movies in PSVR?
Yes, well, you can actually view everything on your PS4 via a giant screen. So when you're not in a VR game giving you the full 360, you can actually, you've just got a big screen in front of you. So I was playing Destiny. You can literally use all of your PS4. It's not at as high a resolution as you would have on your normal screen. It's not an HD screen, so you can, you will notice the difference. But, if someone else wanted to use the TV, you could happily sit there, lie back on the sofa and play your PS4 on the headset. So
you mentioned games. Which apps also work with it? So YouTube, Netflix?
Everything that you've got running on your PS4, you can view on this type of screen. Right. So you basically have it in front of you like a cinema screen. So whether you're loading up Netflix or Now TV or whatever you've got, looking at your capture library, you can also use PlayStation apps like Party Chat, which is great. There's actually a microphone that you can see just under here that you can use for party chat, so you don't want to feel as alone in PlayStation VR. You've got your headphones in, your friends can be in your head, and you can be playing and talking.
And what actual equipment do I need to play this? Because it doesn't come with everything in this box.
No, this box doesn't. There are certain bundles, but what the PlayStation VR needs is it needs a PlayStation camera, so it can see you and the lights. It does work with a wireless controller. A lot of the apps do work with a wireless controller, but they do recommend using Move ones for a lot of it, which gives you 2 hands in certain things. So there's something like Batman, for instance, you really want to have 2 Move ones. So ideally, you'd have this, you'd have a PlayStation camera, and you'd have your Move ones.
All right. Technical question now.
Yep.
What's the refresh rate of this little headset?
Most of the games, I think all of the games currently are refreshing at 90 hertz. I think they said that they can go up to 120, but I think all the ones that are out just now are 90. So you won't get any sickness feeling. It's a really high refresh rate. So
Brilliant. So you mentioned Move ones.
Yes.
Would you say they're essential?
Absolutely, I'd say so. I mean, you can use it with the wireless controller for a lot of the things in VR Worlds, which is a separate game, doesn't come with the box. But I would say you'd want your Move ones. Just it makes things far more interactive.
Get out there and buy some Move ones then.
Yep.
This little box, the processing unit.
Yes.
What is it? What does it actually do?
So basically everything goes through this. So your sound goes through this. So you actually have to use, it creates your 3D virtual surround sound. It processes graphics and things. It also pushes out the social screen, which I think is something we'll get probably onto next, but where people can actually watch you, whatever you're seeing. So you don't, a lot of people, when you're watching VR, you'll see sort of two eyes on screen, and that's really not great to look at. So what the box does, puts out a social screen, so it's just what the person's looking at in full, sort of full widescreen, so you don't have to worry about it.
And in terms of audio, this comes with headphones? Do I need any special headphones?
It does come with headphones. You do need to use wired headphones with it because the box produces this wired virtual surround sound, and to do it you have to plug it in here.
There,
so you do,
right.
if you've hopefully got wireless headphones that have a 3.5mm
jack,
you need to pop them in there. And you do get earbuds with it, but ideally you probably want a big set of gaming cans just to get the full surround.
And in terms of the camera, when we're setting that up, is there an ideal angle to have that positioned above the TV, below the TV?
I have it below my TV, but they're really swivelable, so to speak. Swivelable is a new word. You can rotate it in any direction. Depends how far back you're standing as well. It will also ask you to set it up in a specific way, dependent on the games. When it starts, it'll also say, "Is there anything around you?" and show you standing in the middle of your living room, and it's personal for your living room, really.
Okay, a couple of final questions from Twitter now.
Yep.
If I'm using PlayStation VR, if you've mentioned this already, can my family and friends see what I'm seeing on the TV at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. They can sit and watch, and some games will actually let them play as well, so they'll be able to use a DualShock controller while you're using your headset.
Like local multiplayer?
Local multiplayer with one person in VR.
One person's in VR, the rest have got normal DualShocks, and they're watching the feed.
Yes.
And you're all playing together.
Yep.
Brilliant. Some insight into non-VR users. How is the movie experience? Will you prefer to watch it via this instead of on your TV?
I think it really depends. It's quite exciting to be able to watch on a big screen, but certainly if you've also got friends over, you want to watch with them, and there is a difference in resolution. It's definitely not bad, and it's enjoyable to sit and watch on a huge screen, but it really is personal preference in that way.
And finally, one for maybe us. Will capturing footage with a capture card be the same as capturing non-VR games?
Technically, yes, you can still use your capture devices, but what happens is you'll capture between the box and the TV. So once that social screen that we were talking about, that's what you'll capture, and that resolution on that social screen is nowhere near as high as the one that's coming into your eyes. So capture is not in as high a resolution as normal capture, because basically all the power of the PlayStation is going into your eyeballs in the headset rather than what's onto the screen.
Brilliant. And that's it.
That is.
So that's 19 essential questions ticked off. We hope you've got some answers there of some of the questions you've been asking. If you've got more VR questions, put them in the comments below and we will make another video and answer them. But in the meantime, keep it here for more news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar Plus.